Now, Sauk Prairie police are investigating their first attempted homicide in decades. And the Diocese of Madison says it will reinstate Father William Nolan after he was cleared in an internal investigation. Plus, there's more than 500 coronavirus cases in the U.S., the latest on the outbreak.
This is News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining News 3 Now at 10. I'm Amanda Quintana. We start tonight with an investigation into an attempted homicide in Sauk City, where police are searching for a man and a vehicle in connection with the shooting this morning. Officials are looking for this man, 23-year-old Gunnar Tempest, as well as a rusty 2003 silver Buick Century with a Wisconsin license plate and a distinctive mark on the passenger side. Police say two suspects left the scene on Monroe Street in Sauk City around 11:30 this morning. They also believe the shots came from the passenger side of that Buick. Sauk Prairie's chief of police says this is the city's first such case in more than 30 years.
It's been a very long time since something like this has happened in this community. Crimes like this can happen any time of the day at any location, and that's why we're constantly telling people to be aware of their surroundings.
Chief Strand says neighbors in the area have been able to give investigators important information that led them to identify Tempest as a suspect and the car used. He says police believe Tempest knew the victim. The victim's name or condition have not been released, but we know the victim suffered multiple gunshot wounds. Anyone who sees the car or Tempest is asked to call Sauk Prairie Police. The Diocese of Madison will reinstate Father William Nolan to his previous status as a retired priest after an internal investigation found allegations of sexual misconduct made against him to be not credible. Our Gabriela Becerra is following this investigation and has more.
Father William Nolan was acquitted of 6 sexual assault charges in September, which under testimony he said were false.
Many accusations that he had sexual contact with you whilst in that office on the upper left-hand corner of exhibit number 9, right?
Yes.
You heard him say that?
Yes.
How does that make you feel?
Mad, angry.
Why?
Because it didn't happen.
The diocese conducted its own internal investigation while Nolan was considered under administrative leave.
Diocese's investigation not only looked at everything that was made available from the civil trial, but then it also went back and looked at anything it could learn from interviewing individuals to try to take into account all information so that it could make the best judgment possible.
With findings from an internal investigator and the diocese's sexual abuse review board, Bishop Donald Hying determined a lack of credibility to the allegations made against Nolan. Now the diocese is clearing his name.
Where somebody is accused and found guilty, we want to bring that to the public's attention, but also when somebody's accused and not found guilty, we also want to bring that to everyone's attention. People have a right to a good name, and so wherever we can try to reclaim somebody's good name, we want to do that as well.
Spokesperson Brent King says the diocese takes all allegations seriously.
Any instance of abuse needs to be looked into very thoroughly, so if anyone has anything to bring to the church's attention, please do so.
Gabriela Becerra, News 3 Now.
In the coming days, Nolan will have full faculties as a priest, but the Diocese of Madison says that as a retired priest, he will not be doing public ministry. A Verona substitute teacher is in custody after allegedly touching a 13-year-old girl on Friday. Police say 30-year-old Dustin Schallert was arrested yesterday on suspicion of second-degree sexual assault and taken to the Dane County Jail. They say the arrest came after multiple reports of, quote, concerning behavior at Badger Ridge Middle School, when a parent told police on Friday their 13-year-old daughter had been inappropriately touched earlier in the day in the classroom. Police say several students reported that Schallert braided the hair of some female students even after students told him to stop. We reached out to a Verona area school district spokeswoman who says the school will have more information to release tomorrow. Let's check your first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary, a warm and sunny day today.
Tomorrow will still be mild, but it won't be sunny. In fact, it'll be pretty rainy. Let's take a look at the time lapse from the WISC Skycam. You can see the sunshine we had for the day today. Just a few high clouds coming on through, but much of the day we just had that bright sunshine. Clouds are starting to approach southern Wisconsin by sunset, but look at the high temperatures today. Everybody was in the 60s. Boscobel topped out at 68, Janesville 64, Madison 62. Even the Dells hit 60. Current temperatures are still well into the 50s in most areas. Madison still at 55. Prairie du Chien still at 60 degrees. By tomorrow morning, rain will be developing. Temperatures will start out in the upper 40s, but only go up a couple of degrees to a high in the lower 50s by late afternoon. The showers will come to an end tomorrow night, and then we'll see mild weather, but also some shower chances for the rest of the week. I'll have details on weather in a few minutes.
Thank you, Gary. Texas Senator Ted Cruz says he will self-quarantine this week after shaking hands with a man now confirmed to be infected with the coronavirus. But officials say Cruz does not believe he's at risk of developing the disease. In total, there are more than 550 cases of the virus in the U.S. Today, Congressman Mark Pocan hosted a Facebook Live to answer constituents' questions about the virus.
The most important things that we're telling everyone are, one, wash your hands regularly, 20 seconds soap and water as much as you can. Two, cough into your elbow so that you're not having droplets hopefully go all over. And three, try not to touch your face. And trust me, this is a lot tougher, I think, than the other two.
Meanwhile, the Italian government has imposed the most severe lockdown outside of mainland China. New laws went into effect today, temporarily restricting the movement of more than 10 million people in the northern part of the country. People who do not adhere to these restrictions will face up to 3 months in prison and a fine of about $230 US. The lockdown will remain in place until at least April 3rd. Dr. Annalee Fauci, a leading member of President Trump's coronavirus task force, was asked today if similar measures could be issued as the virus spreads in the U.S.
I don't think it would be as draconian as nobody in and nobody out, but there'll be, if we continue to get cases like this, particularly at the community level, there will be what we call mitigation, where you'll have to do essentially social distancing, keep people out of crowded places, take a look at seriousness. Do you really need to travel?
Worldwide, the number of deaths linked to coronavirus has topped 3,500, with more than 105,000 people infected. In response to the coronavirus outbreak, Verona Mayor Luke Diaz is encouraging absentee voting ahead of next month's state elections. In a Facebook post, Diaz says depending on guidance from the CDC, state and public buildings could be closed or short-staffed during an outbreak. Diaz says the city will still hold in-person voting at City Hall, the Verona Senior Center, and the Verona Public Library ahead of the April 7th elections. Absentee ballots can be mailed to your home by visiting myvote.wi.gov. More local news now. Candidates for 2 MMSD school board seats are doing their best to reach out to voters ahead of next month's election. The Eastside Progressives hosted a public forum today to let voters hear from the 2 candidates for both Seat 6 and Seat 7. Each candidate answered a series of questions from a panel before breaking out into small groups to connect with the attendees. Organizers say this election comes at a time when there are funding issues, a referendum is on the ballot, and structural issues with some MMSD buildings.
It's important for people to make an informed choice, to know where each candidate stands and how they see some of these problems getting resolved.
This Tuesday, incoming MMSD Superintendent Dr. Matthew Gutierrez will make his first appearance in front of the media since being named the district's next superintendent. The major Democratic candidates still in the race for the nomination are receiving endorsements from some of the biggest names in politics. In a video released this morning, U.S. Senator and former presidential candidate Kamala Harris endorsed Joe Biden for president.
So I just wanted you guys to know, because you've been supporting me for so long, and I just wanted you guys to know I have decided that I am, with great enthusiasm, going to endorse Joe Biden for president of the United States.
The California Democrat said she will do everything in her power to help elect Biden. Harris is once was once considered a leading contender for the nomination, but struggled to improve low poll numbers as her campaign was burdened by financial struggles. Bernie Sanders received an endorsement from a prominent civil rights leader today, too. Reverend Jesse Jackson said Senator Sanders' progressive policies give African Americans the best chance to, quote, catch up. Jackson said Biden's campaign did not reach out or ask for his support, but Sanders' campaign did. He's speaking alongside the senator today in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Coming up on News 3 Now at 10, Gary has your first warn forecast. Plus, a Wisconsin Dells staple is moving to a new facility. More on the expansion of Wizard Quest next.
Not just better, it's the best Outback ever. The new 2020 Subaru Outbacks are at Don Miller. You'll get the Outback Advantage with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and EyeSight driver assist technology. Now with the Subaru A Lot to Love event, lease the Outback Premium, $249 per month, 36 months, 10,000 miles per year, no security deposit, $1949 due at signing, or choose 0.9% financing. The Outback at Don Miller Subaru, west on Odana or east side, High Crossing Boulevard, Madison.
Don Miller. I've always had jobs centered on helping people, but now with a nursing degree from Herzing University, I've made it a career.
Having a job was one thing, but having a career, to me, that meant something completely different. With a little hard work and a degree from Herzing University, anything is possible.
I'm possible at Herzing. You call me devious, but you don't understand that all I am is a little mysterious.
So what do you think?
I love it.
Wherever we want to go, we just have to start. Auto save your way there with Chase. Chase, make more of what's yours.
The all-new Silverado HD adds to the legendary capability of the strongest, most advanced Silverados ever. With best-in-class camera technology and larger, more functional beds than any competitor, the only truck that can compare to a Silverado is another Silverado.
Truck Month is the right time to get behind the wheel of the Chevy Silverado. Now get 0% financing for 72 months plus $500 cash allowance on all Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
And it looks like it could be a wet start to the work week after a very warm weekend. I'll have the latest in your first warn forecast.
And if salads are a big part of your diet, listen up. We'll tell you the best way to avoid getting sick from contaminated veggies Monday at 4:30.
Deputies in Janesville are working to strike a connection with kids in their community. The Rock County Sheriff's Office hosted a bowling event today meant to familiarize kids with the area's officers and teach them good sportsmanship. Sergeant Christopher Cron says playful interactions for kids with cops help bring the community closer together.
You get to see how they're doing, spend time with them, and then hopefully that when they get in, when they need us or whatever else, they'll be able to feel comfortable around us and they'll be able to come and tell us about any problems that they have or anything they need.
The Cops and Kids Foundation has been hosting Gutter Busters since 2014. Officers say the feedback they've gotten from kids and parents has been tremendous. A one-of-a-kind attraction in the Wisconsin Dells is expanding. The magical, immersive game experience called Wizard Quest will be moving to a bigger building on Broadway Street. Madeline O'Neill explains what we can expect.
Look at the painting of Zephyr. You'll find the button on his staff.
In a place where imagination runs wild.
All right, let's go.
These players are trying to win the game before they run out of time.
We're trying to find things. It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. The secret patches, because there's a lot of different things. Like there's balls, there's a ball.
like its many characters lurking in the four realms.
You think it's over this way?
Wizard Quest is unique.
It's good for, adults and kids. We're having a blast.
That's really cool. It brings me a lot of joy.
Its owners describing it as the only experience of its kind they know of in the world.
Wizard Quest is like playing a video game in a live setting, so it's like getting into a 13,000 square foot labyrinth.
It's family owned, designed, and operated.
And my wife has a very extensive art background.
With owner Kevin Ricks saying the only limit is imagination.
We start way up here, pretending like we got all the money in the world, and then we have to whittle it down to reality. But that doesn't mean we stop dreaming.
Now, when they look at this empty space,
we're starting to see it.
They're dreaming of Wizard Quest 2.0.
This will be Air Realm.
The Ricks family is remodeling this building just down the street to create a new game space with 3 levels, nearly 3 times the size of the original. It's the first major set redesign since it opened in 2005.
Dude, this is amazing.
The new location is set to open next spring, meaning this year will be visitors' last chance to play at the original spot before discovering a brand new adventure.
What did you think?
In the Wisconsin Dells,
That was amazing.
Madeline O'Neill, News 3 Now.
The owners hope to create a Wizard Quest village on the 400 block of Broadway with shops and restaurants. The old Wizard Quest building will become a new Ripley's Believe It or Not attraction. Let's get a look at your first warn weather. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti has your forecast. Gary?
Well, Amanda, it has been a very mild day today. In fact, the warmest day we've had since October 21st, but we've just ended an unusually mild winter. The folks over at Climate Central have given us this graph to show us how Madison winters, the meteorological winter comprising the months of December, January, and February, have warmed by about 4.6 degrees on average over the last 50 years from 1970 to 2019. So let's see where 2020 came in on the scale. Well, right up here, 4.8 degrees above average. Our average temperature, 26.4 degrees. And the other thing we look at is the length of the cold spells where temperatures are below normal. Now, over the last 50 years, we've seen 7 fewer days on average for the longest cold spell during the winter. What was our longest cold spell where we had every single day below average this winter? Right here. 4 days. That was the longest cold spell we had, and that was actually the last 4 days of February. Since then, temperatures have been above normal every single day for the first 8 days of March, and take a look at the high temperature trend over the next 10 days. Every single day, those temperatures expected to be above normal. So in a changing climate, these sorts of events are going to be more likely to happen with time. Tonight, Doppler track pretty quiet across much of the Midwest. There is rain not too far to the south across Missouri that'll be spreading northward, and we'll be looking at about a half-inch of rain here in Madison, with a little higher amounts down to the south of Madison, a little lesser amounts to the north, but a pretty rainy day expected for Monday. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Breezy, not as mild for tomorrow, highs in the lower 50s, but a pretty rainy day overall. There'll be some shower chances for the rest of the week, but they'll be mainly confined to late Tuesday night into Wednesday. There could be some snow mixed in there, mainly Wednesday morning. Thursday afternoon, a chance of rain showers. Saturday afternoon, also a chance of rain showers. Those are kind of iffy at this point, but above normal temperatures are expected not only for this week, but into next week as well. High temperatures were in the 60s through southern Wisconsin. Look at the 70s, not too far to our south and west. And right now, temperatures are still well into the 50s, but there is colder air to the north and west. Notice those temperatures in the 20s over western Minnesota and the eastern Dakotas. We will turn a little colder, but still see our temperatures above normal for the rest of the week. For tomorrow, expect a lot of rain. 52, it'll be not as mild and also breezy as well, so that'll kind of add a little bit of a chill to the air. Again, about a half-inch of rain expected in Madison, perhaps around 3/4 of an inch down towards Janesville and Monroe. To the north, maybe about a 1/4 to a half-inch up toward the Dells. As we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, though, those temperatures staying above normal, even though they'll be in the 40s for Tuesday and Wednesday. Again, rain and snow shower chances late Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning, and then a chance of showers Thursday afternoon and probably Saturday afternoon as well. Some spring-like thunderstorms next week, but we keep moving that chance back, and temperatures will be in the 50s for the first part of next week as well.
40s and 50s, we'll take it, and no snowstorms.
No, not at all.
Thank you so much, Gary.
Sure.
Still ahead on News 3 Now at 10. The Bucks without Giannis on the court tonight. Highlights from a tough game on the road next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Step up to the new standard during Ram Truck Month.
Hurry in. Competitive pickup owners get an average $15,953 in total values on the 2020 Ram 1500.
What we achieve for patients is life-changing.
You get your smile back, your confidence back in just one day.
A new smile at a price you can afford.
With the dignity and respect you deserve.
Don't wait another day. Nothing is more life-changing than a healthy, confident smile.
Now get 10% off all dentures. But hurry, this offer ends soon. Call 1-800-DENTURE today to schedule your consultation.
Why should you switch to US Cellular? Because when you switch, you get a fast and strong network and a free Samsung Galaxy S20 5G. It's the next generation of Galaxy phones with the first ever space zoom camera made to capture your world on a noticeably faster network made to let you share your world. Alone, they're great. Together, they're unbeatable. Switch today and get a free Samsung Galaxy S20 5G. That's not just a smart choice, it's the fair choice. 5G now available in Wisconsin.
This March, April, and May, Diamond Joe Casino brings you the giveaway of your dreams with our Be Connected Dream Big giveaway. In addition to giving away once-in-a-lifetime gifts, trips, and cash, we've got $100,000 in progressive jackpots up for grabs. Anyone playing with their Be Connected card could win big March through May during Diamond Joe Casino's Dream Big giveaway. So don't sleep on it.
Wow, you ready? Yeah, let me just grab my wallet. Uh-oh, I've seen this before. Wallet way too big, skinny jeans too skinny.
I'll just carry it.
Before you break something, you should know you don't actually need a wallet. With BMO Harris, you can just take cash out with your phone. Or if you need to, you can pay them with Zelle. That works? Yeah. You're stuck, aren't you? Smile. Woo! Those jeans are way too tight.
That feeling you get when no wallet is no big deal. That's the BMO effect.
It's Ford Truck Month, and if this is your kind of day, and this is your kind of truck, then this is your month. Ford Truck Month. Now, get great deals on Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 43 years.
Like a Ford F-150 with 0 for 72 months, or you can lease one for just $239 a month.
So the Badgers wrapped up the regular season yesterday in first place with a trophy. With some friends join them to tie them for that title today. While Michigan visiting Maryland Terrapins in the running for the Big Ten as well. First half here, Xavier Simpson whipping the ball around to the corner. Franz Wagner draining at 3. Wolverines look solid from the start. But the Terrapins pick up the pace. Anthony Cowan Jr. great pass to Jalen Smith for the slam. Maryland up 13. Then later, Eric Ayala fakes the drive, steps back, buries that 3, and Maryland winning a share of the Big Ten title, 87-70, the final score. One more team left for the potential 3-way tie. Ohio State visiting Michigan State. Spartans all biz from the start. Cassius Winston, the elbow fakes, then goes for the up and under for the lay-in. Game high 27 points for the senior. Then later, Rocket Watts on the wing. Jab steps, drains the 3. Michigan State up 6 at the half. Later, Malik Hall with the ball, spins into the lane. Xavier Tillman Sr. with 2 hands. Michigan State getting a piece of the pie too. They win 80-69. So the Badgers still the overall number one seed. They will face the winner of Michigan and Rutgers in the quarterfinal round of the conference tournament. That game on Friday, 11 a.m. in Indianapolis. So there's naturally some concern over the coronavirus at sporting events. Several Division III schools have a social distance protocol, as they're calling it, so they're not having any fans in attendance at games. So with Selection Sunday 1 week away, Dan Gavitt, who is in charge of men's basketball at the NCAA, says there's no plan to do anything like that right now.
We also travel by charter, by bus, in controlled environments. So we are keeping the health and well-being of student athletes, fans, coaches first and foremost, always. But the guidance we're getting right now by our experts is that playing without fans is not called for. We have 14 conference championships that either have started or completed already, and another 18 that are planned to do so with fans this week.
To the Bucks now. Giannis with a knee injury. He'll be out for 2 games watching the Bucks in Phoenix. Second half here, Chris Middleton picking up the load, sinks a corner 3. 39 points in the game for him. Later, Brooke Lopez helping out the cause as well. Rolls off the screen for the easy dunk. Bucks down 7, mostly because of this guy. Devin Booker hitting a floater off the glass. 36 points, 8 assists, and the Bucks lose 140-131, the final score. Well, if there's any positive that we can take away from the tragedy that happened to Badgers assistant coach Howard Moore, it's the good in people, how people are always willing to help. So this afternoon, a group of friends, family, and Badger fans came to Bonefish Grill on Madison's west side to raise money for the Moore Foundation and to help the Moore family remodel their home to help Howard's needs as he continues to recover from the car crash over Memorial Day weekend. We caught up with former North Dakota State basketball player John Milton, a friend of Coach Moore's, who says they're all in this together.
Today is just a true testimony of supporting a man that is truly loved, truly cherished, and is unconditionally a good dude, a good coach, a great father, and it's all about moving forward.
Now, while I was at the fundraiser tonight, Coach Moore's 13-year-old son, Jarrell, he was there too. He's been at all of the events for the Families Foundation, and he actually came up to me, asked to chat, and then asked if I could interview him. He said he's been wanting to do it for a long time because he knows there are a lot of people out there to thank. And with the permission of Howard's mom, Jarrell answered some questions, but mostly wants everyone to know that he's going to be okay.
It's really hard to explain. You just move on, and you know that they're with you, and you just do stuff for them, and you know that they'll be happy for you no matter what you do, and they'll support you. It's a great blessing to have, and I'm very humble to say, and how many people have come just to help us and help out with the situation.
What's the best way you think that people can help you guys right now?
Well, just support us and just help us move on. We don't really need much. We'll get through this as time goes on.
And you can just tell what a wonderful job that his parents, his grandparents have done of raising this child who has had the most tragic thing happen to him, yet he's out here thanking everyone, saying he's blessed, he's humble, just looking at the bright side of things, saying that he's going to move on. And if you do want to help, I've put a link on our website on how you can help the Moore family as well.
Such a positive attitude after such a tragic thing, losing your mom, losing your sister, and his dad still fighting, you know. So we wish them well. We support them. We send our love to the Moore family as well.
Absolutely, 100%.
We'll be right back.
I suffered with knee pain for almost 4 to 5 years. I wanted to have the Conformis after looking at all the different options. I think having the surgery with the ortho team is the only way to go. They all look out for you as a patient.
The all-new Silverado HD adds to the legendary capability of the strongest, most advanced Silverados ever. With best-in-class camera technology and larger, more functional beds than any competitor, the only truck that can compare to a Silverado is another Silverado.
Truck Month is the right time to get behind the wheel of the Chevy Silverado. Now get 0% financing for 72 months plus $500 cash allowance on all Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Uncle Joey sent you this.
During Steinhaffel's employee family price sale, everyone gets the employee discount. You have got to tell her.
It's Steinhaffel's employee family price sale, where everyone pays what we pay. Get 40% off on the largest selection of the best brands at the best prices. Steinhaffel's employee family price sale ends Saturday.
Tell her next week.
Yeah, next week.
My whole career has been doing personal injury cases. So this is what I know. Even though we're a small firm, we have all of the resources, both in terms of manpower, people, and financial resources to get the job done. And that makes a difference. So between the experience that we've had doing these kinds of cases and then the resources that we have available to us, you get it all. That's why you need to call Bowler and Vaughn.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about coming together. It's families, friends. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Before we build it to navigate concrete canyons, before we build it to escape them, before we build it to be the most awarded and luxurious in every way, we build it to last. The Jeep Grand Cherokee, the longest lasting 4x4 SUV brand on the road.
Get $4,250 total cash allowance on select 2020 Grand Cherokee models in dealer stock. Or while qualified returning Grand Cherokee lessees can lease the 2020 Grand Cherokee for $289 a month.
I suffered with knee pain for almost 4 to 5 years. I wanted to have the Conformis after looking at all the different options. I think having the surgery with the ortho team is the only way to go. They all look out for you as a patient.
Get the facts with Reality Check, only on News 3 Now.
It was a beautiful day today. We had the sunshine.
Temperatures in the 60s. Wow. Say that again. Temperatures in the 60s. 62 for the high in Madison today, but temperatures are still very mild. In mid-50s right now. By tomorrow morning, they'll be down in the upper 40s, but rain will start. Highs only in the lower 50s for tomorrow, and then we'll see some rain chances next week, but temperatures staying above average all the way through the middle of next week as well.
All right, get the umbrella out for tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.